Friends, Rotarians, and fellow wildlifers, today on World Environment Day, we come together to celebrate the beauty and importance of our planet's natural resources. As members of Rotary Fellowship of Wildlifers for Conservation, we are united by our passion for wildlife and our commitment to protecting it. Our fellowship aims to create awareness about the importance of wildlife conservation, foster lasting friendships, and promote sustainable coexistence between humans and nature. Through exchange programs and collaborative projects, we are building a global community that shares knowledge, expertise, and passion. As we work together, let's remember that conservation isn't just about protecting animals, it's about preserving ecosystems, supporting biodiversity, and ensuring a healthy planet for future generations. Let us strive to make a difference locally, regionally, and globally. Let's promote the importance of conservation, support each other's projects, and inspire others to join our mission. Happy World Environment Day. Let's work together towards a future where people and nature thrive. Today, we have with us Rotarian Professor Dr. Chandrasekhar Biradar to address us all on rewilding and wildlife, restoring nature for living in harmony. I request Suhail to please introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Sanjay, and good evening, everyone, and good afternoon, good morning to others who are joining us from other parts of the world. Happy World Environmental Day to everyone. And to introduce Rotarian Professor Dr. Chandrasekhar M. Biradar, he's a globally recognized Earth system scientist, a landscape ecologist, and green growth leader with over 3 decades of pioneering work in sustainable agroecosystem, agroforestry, spring sheds, biodiversity conservation, regenerative agriculture, and agri-food system transformation across India, Asia, Africa, the Americas, the Middle East, Central Asia, and Eurasia. He currently serves various organizations as farming system advisor to the FAO, PIK, IGGARL, Rainforest Alliance, and he's the CMD of Global Green Growth. He has held senior scientific and global leadership roles with CGIAR centers, ICARDA, IWMI, ICRISAT, CIFOR, ICRAF, and UNFAO, including World Bank and US universities. His work champions an inclusive systems approach integrating biodiversity, dryland agroecology, functional landscapes, heritage food systems, innovative value chains, spring sheds based river rejuvenation, land restoration, food forests, ecotourism, wildlife human conflicts, urban greening, and climate resilience. His expertise spans agriculture, forestry, environmental sciences, geospatial technologies, big data AI, and natural resource management, site and context specific feasibility studies, project development, DPRs, ex ante, and post impact evaluation, with focus on advancing innovations such as Nandi Krishi, Green Gram Swaraja, eco camping, circular village, natural farming, karma credits, carbon and biodiversity financing models. He's a prolific contributor to Science and Society, having authored over 450 publications and led major initiatives like greening deserts, dry arc, desert farming, green growth, and large-scale tree planting. He has played a key role in promoting multi-layer agroforestry, soil health regeneration, multifunctional landscape, mission life, and nature-centric solutions to foster community-led land restoration, living lands, and sustainable livelihoods. He's a scientific advisor and board member to several national and international institutions and has been honored with numerous awards for his contributions. His life work is dedicated to fostering India's green economic transition through resilient biodiverse and productive landscapes rooted in rural wisdom, scientific innovation, and inclusive development. So this is about Dr. Chandrasekhar. I also would like to thank Mr. Shivananda Murthy, who is a retired IFS officer, who I spoke to, and he suggested that I invite Dr. Chandrasekhar, and Dr. Chandrasekhar accepted the invitation. He's here. So over to Dr. Chandrasekhar.
So thank you very much, sir, and wish everyone a very happy World Environment Day. And this is the 5th event of the day. So last event, I hope. So first of all, thanks again, Rotarians, for bringing this Rotary Fellowship of the Wildlifers. That is one of the most prolific, the people thinking towards the conservations. And what I can do is run some quick slides and keep it more interactive way. So that's how we can go. And why we've taken this as a rewilding and wildlife, the restorations is very important. And how they interconnected. Often we disconnected most of the times. So the here is to how best we can do in the connectiveness, right? So you can see in the background also that is the lot of this green, the landscape is there, but also intertwined with a lot of women interventions and how they really impact and how that we can take forward toward the living in harmony. Right, so that really work over 68 countries and different part of the world traveled, number of the project or something else. Is one thing is very clear that human impact on the environment, wildlife is tremendous. We lost nearly about 85% of the what's called the species, and even most of the places like we lost even insect population so drastically, near 90% insect population lost. So the story, one of my German colleagues telling that when the childhood, they go to the farm and come back, entire wing shield is full of insect. Now hardly see the insect. That's really critical stages we are. So that's really to the degenerative the practices we're doing, whether agriculture or the deforestations or human consumptions, and really clear that killing our what called interconnected ecosystems. That's what we call a functional food systems. So it's again coming back to the, like we talk about a lot of ecotourism, our health, wealth, well-being. And it's very clear that when the last week we did very interesting the ecotourism by the KSTA, and often we interconnected with the health and wellness, right? So that in Canada we called Arogya Bhagya. So that you are a healthy person, everything is better. Like a city people living in that they make a lot of money, often they cannot even able to eat themselves. They are only to consume the pills. So they are worried about their life and coexistence. So I talk about the Pancha Mahabhutas so that our land became poison, water, air, already, they are polluted. And very striking, even you don't know that even our fire, Agni or light, what you're receiving from the sunlight, that's also not receiving. If people are living in the urban, you know that everyone has the vitamin D3 deficiency and the what we call also complex vitamin B12. And now the cosmic energy where you can consumption of our food also goes down. But we are not losing, we are losing all of these the critical, the fundamental elements what you required. So it got polluted everything. This very clearly dimensions show that these restorations become a kind of a fundamental things. And why I'm telling that one is that when people connect with the nature, they become the guardians, its guardians, restoring the landscape, protecting the biodiversity, wildlife, fostering the sustainable growth for the generation to come. So I just putting that like in the 2010 up to that one, like at 70s onwards, amount of the wildlife is declining drastically. The number figures goes to the like a millions, like what's called, we are heading toward the 6th mass extinction. And it's very clear that when it came to India, they start looking at what are the system that really helps us to conservations. And India's very clear target, right? So where 2030 wanted your 33% green cover, 47 Atmanirbhar Bharat, so self-reliance India, and 70 net zero. Is that possible the way you were developing? Of course, the growth is required. Can that economic growth can be green economic? So this is where we need to be looking into the restoring that landscape. So this is what the concept of the India introduced to the world is one earth and one health, one system in the G20. The way we cultivating the land and way processing, way disposing, that all the impact on that. This is really linked to the what you called the restorations. Land is degrading drastically. We're losing the nearly a acre of land every second of the speaking. By the time I finish it about my presentations, we might have lost a lot of the land. So this is where we started doing this kind of a restoration camping, bringing the children's, the people and citizens. And often many youth go to the nature and they don't know what to do with they were spoiled. They put a big music, especially I saw that in the Madikeri. I went there. I saw the very loud music coming backside where we're living in one of the what's called stay home. I saw big music in the midnight. I said, what's happening there? When they're putting the camping, they're putting loud music, dancing. I said that you're coming to the nature, putting the huge music, it's disturbing the wildlife. So that we started that time like how to bring this cultivating the people to do the real nature camping. Go to the camping, learn about the nature, enjoy the nature, calm with the nature, wake up in early morning, enjoy the bird chirping. I think that's what is the nature camping need to bring started this restoration mechanism. So this how that link to the wildlife, right? So anyone when understand the wildlife, think about the big animals like a tiger, elephant. What is the picture like a wildlife day? You can see that only they show that giraffes and elephant and tigers and big beasts and animals and big cats. But wildlife is everything. It includes the microbes, bees, butterflies, birds, fungi, even something you cannot see that. So just put the standard like a what you call a wildlife in common understanding language, all life thriving without the cages and control. So everything left free. Even human beings can, without that cages or the what's called the tangles of the life, they can be even living there like wild animals. So it's essential for the pollination, seed dispersal, decomposition, balancing the life. You see that just the last week we celebrated the World Bee Day, and if the bee is taken from the environment and ecosystem for the 1 week, entire world collapses. That is the critical stage they play. Often you don't know that. When even small bee comes to enter into our house in the city, that's become big problem. So that we need to tackle that one. So how to do that one? So then rewilding. What's nothing to do with what is something to do with wildlife and rewilding, right? So the life is connected with the as system as nature grows. It's not altered. When you build the cities, and we first what the engineers does is they cut and fill, they make a land flat, but they not understand that making the land flat, they lose the amount of the surface area, right? So and also the millennia that land is put their fragment and the very nice connectivity and landform, but you're destroying in just in a few hours to make it a flat. I think that's what you need to be avoid that one. So that restoring the ecological memory, so that is very, very vital forces and reconnecting the people with the nature. So that I'll tell why it's very essential, become more important than anything else in the future to come. Reviving the culture of the coexistence. We learn to live together. I see often like I went to the one of this nature, what's called the wildlife stay, and one of the guys fighting with the owner. And what happened? I said that when that guy saw the spider in the lamp, it hit with a chapel. That's the lamp is broken. They're fighting that one owner wanted you to pay. Then he said that you are being the jungle lodges, you're not taking care of the small clitter coming in. I said they went interfere that one. Gentlemen, you're coming to this jungle, you should experience all the life, not like that they are going to kill, then you are making the life difficult for everyone. So that is what we need to the coexistence is essential, bringing back to the balance, biodiversity and beauty. So that rewilding is a conservation approach that aims to restore the ecosystems and biodiversity by allowing the nature to reclaim areas previously managed by the humans, right? So that's what they really needed. We read that book also. So it starts from even small house, like you're building a small garden in the rooftop or your backyard. This is our house. They put some plants in the vegetables and fruit trees. And that is really create a wonderful wildlife habitat for the city dwelling people, the birds and butterflies. We see a lot of the wild honeybees coming there, making their nest. They not do anything harsh, just they do their one, they pollinate our crops, our trees and our fruits, and can increase the productivity. It's not just only the increase the yield, but also genetic exchange that became plants became more resilient. That need to understand that. So that homestead gardens, rooftop gardens, that really make a big difference. That's what the rewilding I call it about. And often even going the domestic plant, but there the nature bring the greens. You see the lot of the diversity of the birds. I can just it's night now, but I'm putting the few birds, the honeybees and bird feeder here. So while working, I see so much of the wildlife that coming to us, right? So this is where even like the farm can be resort. We destroyed our farmland into the monocropping system, but you can grow the life farm and you can live the fantastic life. Even Adani Ambani cannot live that. So that's like a acre of the land enough to survive about 5 to 6 people, so that you can bring back. Like now AI going to take over the most of the job in the cities. Cities, the 67% of the sectors in the service sectors. So that service sector is going to be collapsed in within next 7 to 8 years, and people need to go back to the rewilding the lands to live in the sustainable landscape. And this is where it become you need to change our mindset. We must rewild lands first, so that from the monoculture, very organized things, to the what we call a disorganized chaos and the food forest and natural farming. Then water sets, often the hard to the soft the green infrastructure, so that we need to rewild the landscape. That like you know that when increasing the green cover, infiltration happens and the spring set returns. That we need to understand that. So cities from the concrete to biodiversity corridors. I see a lot of the cities you can map from I'll show some of the pictures later. So that is basically the concrete jungles. The Bangalore lost about nearly about 89% of the green cover within the last 30, 40 years. Can you regrow they can regreen the Bangalore? Can you survive without the green? No, impossible. So that's what you need to do it. And because of the resistance and our what you call the dysbiosis, the growing so rapidly, even small changes we are going to sick, and that is going to the rapidly. So that is need to be understand that. So this is where come the mindset from the control to care. We wanted to control everything. The human beings in the cities, what's happening that anywhere, we thought that every living creature is made for the human beings, and that human beings, they forget that they are also one of the animals, one of the species among the all the creature that are living in the planet. So that they have to be care, living exist, the coexisting together. I think that became why rewilding became the important aspect. So that you often go to the hilly areas, you can see that living lands and landscape. Leave the human beings not entering to any landscape. They are thriving, they're doing well their own way. I think we need to bring that one, that so that when you go there as a hiker, as the camper, as a tourist, make sure that you're not disturbing the landscape. Leave the landscape as it is. Every species in the world, they do something good for the nature except the human beings. Right? We never leave our footprint there. So that's what we can do best for the nature. So this is the one of the pictures, like when my parents came to US, and even small stream like this, right? So like these are the ecosystems they can do so well in the small village level streams. And we grown up in the village, the two small streams in my village that's called as San Halaglu. And we used to drink that water. We used to swim in that water just 30, 40 years ago. Now they're disappeared. Now I can challenge you. Can you drink any water, any river in the India, so that without getting affected by? So impossible, because of every streams, every river, every well is polluted now. Because without the filter water, you cannot able to survive. That's the status we bought it within just 50 years or so. This we need to restore that what we lost our glory. And other day I was traveling from the Krishna to Godavari, the entire transact. I saw not a single stream living. Entire Krishna, Godavari, they dead, and the even Delta. So that means what's happening when the rain comes, the rivers are flooded in a day, and next the rain stops. Within few months it became a dead. I think that's what you need to restore. So these kind of the things you need to bring back, the restoration of the systems, that what you can the backbone to villages. We need to educate the people about that. It's not just about the human beings with the coexistence. We can create the camping. I'm sure that Rotary wildlifers must be doing a lot of these the activities. Bring that the kind of a, we used to do that when in US, like a spring flings, and everyone growing their different plant, then you can bring the plant exchange together. That is the what the connection of the community. They restore the common lands, community lands, so that they can all together they plant there to create the big. And or you can just do the create ecotourism, like the eco farming and farm tourism, so that let the children expose. Because what is happening now, we are away from the nature and natural, the what you call the surrounding, our dysbiosis. That means loss of the gut biome. That leads to even small change in the weather, everyone gets sick. We need to reconnect to the nature so that our gut biome becomes so strong. Any virus, anything comes, our body easily adjusts because of we have the large gut biome, the diversity. But most of the people you heard about in the COVID, the people who live the so sophisticated life, not touching the soil, not sitting on the ground, not going to nature, they are the one perished earlier than the one who is living with the nature. I think that's called the symbiotic relation with the gut and the nature. We need to look understand that one. So that even we're not required to even do the meditation. Go to the forest, we call forest therapy. And just walking the forest, because of there's so much of the living, the system in the air, in the soil, they interact with our human, the germ. We are basically body of the germs. They interact so well, so that you are refreshed so well. Go to villages, sit in the farm, sleep in the farm. So that is most rejuvenating effect than we are going to gym and spending in the millions and doing all this what you call a club things. So this is what you need to reconnect. That's where that's become. So even regreening the desert so fantastically. This is the few experiment we did. There is no way we can say that every desert also is a landscape, it's living landscape, but only we destroyed them and we need to restore them. So this is what we talk about, that children, citizens, and bees and broken links. Why I'm talking about this one is that the few days ago, there is a small bee colony sitting in the high story building. They call the panic that when they bring someone, they can burn, that one they take away. But honeybee is the one thing they can survive. And urban children, for the bee became a big problem. Even citizens, they need to understand that they won't do anything. Even they bite, even people paying about 1,000 rupees to the stung by the getting the stung by the bees because of the it increase immunity. So of course, this may not apply to everyone, but need to test into that one. So that we need to build a bee homes in the schools, rebuild the nature connection of the children's. Every school must have the school. The other day with the Rotary, we had a very interesting discussion on that one, nature and environment and the peace, right? Talking about the school children are exposed to nature, they are more the humble, they are more peaceful. Same thing with the neighborhoods. They have the more greeneries. They are more peaceful people than where there is no greeneries. So it's very interconnected life with the existence of the greeneries that's become very, very important now. Why the regreening the Bangalore became a vital forces. I'm not just talking Bangalore as just an example I'm giving, but every city need to be bring that. So that I talk about the cognitive learning, right? So that in the past, when ours, we are the children's, we're studying the schools, we're mugging up, remembering the tables, the math formulas, how much you can remember. That used to be the more intelligent and smart persons. But slowly that tabulating system era coming down and data driven program era and cognitive learning, they become now in the era of the AI. So it's become a completely different set of the equation now because of you no need to the small things. Who expected that even just 2 years ago, Google going to collapse, Google search is going to be the end, but AI now coming up that. So that my son will talk often that, hey, why not you remember the tables? I said, why should I do when I tell them my computer can do it? But that's what we're moving away from that cognitive era to the conscious living, so that we are losing the lot of the job because of the AI in the coming up, and we need to go back to the future. That means go back to the villages and living the nature. So that's I always call it best investment parents can do for the children is taking them to the nature. Nature teach everything. It's not about the money. It's about how we live our life. We often worried about what has happened in the past, what's going to the future, but you forget the today. So that's what you need to be understand, that let the home, schools, and social centers become the healthy for our children's, so that you can take them to the camping. So earlier I used to call that best investment parents can do for the children. Now I call it that this is a future investment. Best investment everyone can do is the creating the nature around them, around the houses. Turn one third of your houses into the grow something green, because of the future is with who is connected to the nature, future is with the farming, future with the nature. So that investment one can do best is, so that before this start talking about the Rakesh ji Jhunjhunwala, the stories, and that's what you need. The money is not going to be the ultimate target. Is a living with nature. That is our the future investment. So this we have to restore land, so that we borrowed land from our children, so that we have to live the better than what we borrowed, so that they can have the better life in the future. This is where the wildlife, the nature, those so interconnected each other. And even like I see the one of the examples in the Coorg other day, when the wildlife human conflicts, especially elephant, and now because of we are putting electrifying the elephant and wildlife, and they are become really a threat, and they started changing the every species. But when I talking with the tribals, they said that elephant came, they said they just do the namaste. So Thai, the god, elephant god is your land is yours, my crop is yours, eat whatever you like. They just elephant came, they're so sensitive, they eat little bit, then they go. The moment they try to be chased with a atom bomb or some bullet guns, shot, something like that, they trample entire field. This is the story. So when I was the listening to other day, one of the showing that when they came to the destroy the banana plantation, it saw the small bird nest in the banana, elephant just live there. It went back. So the elephant has that's kind of the good sense to protect the nature. Why do the human beings, right? So the joy of growing is the basis of cultivating healthy eating and sustainable living. And I'm not going to talk much on that. Everyone know that one. So that the things we buy from the market now, there's the processed and highly altered, that causes a lot of the other health issues. So that we are cultivate growing with the nature, cultivating with whatever you do, and create something green space. The ecosystem restoration camping, I think the Rotary Wildlife Force, they can think about it one. So creating the small camping things, like we did this one in the Bijapur, and the initially everyone said that, oh, this is not possible, something that over the night nearly 100 campers, they come there, they went to the Bangalore, different place, they bought the tent. We sit together, we talk about the nature. We did, of course, the night camping there and talk about that one. Then wake up in the early morning, everyone saw the sunrise, and very beautiful thing happened that when they wanted to go to the bathroom or their morning rituals, many people were not able to sit down. That's where they lost that the sitting and the squat positions, and that's really health indication. They come to know that one. What real camping is all about is protecting, connected to the nature, living with the nature. So that's what they clean the entire area, that become a responsible citizen. I think that one need to be, we need to do it. And nature is the future and the healthcare. That's what nurturing your soil, water, food, and caring and sharing each other. I think that should be the principle of living, and living in harmony with coexistence, right? So that this is one of the park very interesting, that when I was in Egypt, so they went there. You are so calm and nice to the animal, they will come to with you. You can see the old Rishi, Maharishis pictures. We see they are sitting in the doing the meditations. We see so many the animals and snakes sitting around them, because that is the animal have the sixth sense. They understand your anxiety, your energy level. Like when you go to the hold the snake, right? So if you are very calm, you are not intention to harm the animal, they understand your energy sequence, they won't do anything else. So this is one of the things when you go for the wildlife census, they always tell us that one, be calm, not to worry. They'll do. When we are sleeping in the one of the Dandeli, like in the wildlife census, in the tent, the big herd of the elephant that passes by, and we just calm, or wildlife professor were telling that just be calm, don't do anything. Then they just passes away without disturbing our camp. Though they have sense of the the connectivity is there, but we are not understanding that coexistence. We need to learn that one very better. So that even often elders, they love to go to nature. So they take them to nature, they revive themselves, they love it because of when people, they become 60, what's called 60. After that, they become like a children. They love to be exposed themselves, let them live their life so that your parents are there. Don't ignore them. When taking your children to the nature, make sure that you take your parents as also there. I think that's what the connectivity is required, and that must be everyone must be doing is. And a lot of we are nature around it. We create the very beautiful, even like small lakes. You can turn into some beautiful the learning center, and children can go in the weekend. Make sure that every weekend you can take a children to some nearby park, something that so that really connects. That's not we really feel that is the difference now, but in the future that's going to make a big difference. So that even we're talking to the tribals, they have the real wisdom. So they know how to take care of their forest and land, and you restricted them for their own rights, and this is where you're destroying the forest. I think giving them as a really learning wisdom for them, even small school gardens, like this is the one of the college in Mudevi also, that there is the Hashir Torana group, and that's what they learned from the nature camping. They started protecting the nature and wildlife, and that kind of the campus become green. We let the children play with the insects, and give, of course, they give the instruction how to they do, how to take care of them. So this is the one with the corner, like my son building the bee hotel, and he's holding the bees like that. Let them play the old traditional game they used to play and grow something that this honey they're building in our roof, the garden. Something that you need to create that connect with nature. Let them cook, let them play, let them do the barbecue. So they know what the survivals, the instinct they can build rather than oh no, no, study. What's going to happen that one next in the decade? Like all the people that are mask oriented and this IA taking the jobs, then are really survive? I think we need to think the much on that. Our connectivity to nature became a one wonderful thing. That's what I was telling earlier. AI is going to dictate what we are going to do. Of course, AI is, I'm not telling AI is bad. AI is the reducing our unnecessary workload. Other day I was just applying for something, and it takes about nearly 1 week and nearly about 7,000 from that CS to do it. I just asked the AI, can you do this one? It did such in 5 minutes. So that is the proficiency. Nowadays, like a radiologist, one of the my friend is a radiologist, tell that they are the ladies also losing the job because of the computer doing the better. Recently, Bangalore, I saw that one very interesting medical instrument. You just stand there, scan interbody, diagnose everything without any requirement of the doctors, right? That's where we are losing the most of the city service jobs. We need to connect to nature, and city is going to be decentralized and district dominant. Other day, we were talking about that, how the district became a center of the attractions, center of the place, and become what's called a real circular economy. That's going to happen. That's where the green growth is very important, and India heading toward the $10 trillion plus economy. And without taking care of our nature, wildlife, biodiversity, and whatever the economics you're going to destroy, that are going to collapse. That's what's happening in the most places where most of civilizations collapsed. In the past, you can take into Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Mesopotamia, and you can take into the Roman Empire, Mayan civilizations. All they went to when they shifted from the nature centric to the monocropping, dictated the nature, that became a drought, then they went completely collapsed. Even Amazon, you heard about that one during Mayan civilization, they completely destroyed. And when a thick Amazon forest, they're finding a lot of Mayan civilizations evidences. And now Amazon is not the real, the Amazon is created by the wild, the tribals, they're replanted with the edible thing. Why Amazon has so much of the edible species? That is because of the restored by the tribal back to the nature. I think this is what going to happen. So we need to do the nature, infinite potential for unlocking the nature. And we have technologies there, green economic growth is there, transition is there. But how best you can transfer that to the future generation? I think that is the what of the future scope. And our farm should be our resort, so that we take the acre of land. I see a lot of my American friends, European friends coming back. They made a money, but they didn't find any happiness in what they earned. They're buying here. They're buying the 4 crore. They're buying 1 acre, 2 acre land, and they're building their one cow and nice garden and everything, living happily. The guy sold 1 acre to him. He has still the 8 to 9 acres. He's telling the sir, nothing is there in the agriculture. I'm telling that man, you can just look around next. He taken your land for 4 crore. He building the life. You are struggling. You are telling that you have nothing to do in the farm. That is our mindset of the things need to be changed so that you go to the large clubs and the pubs and big resorts. How many days? 1 to 2 days, 3 days. Again, you come back to the city life. But better move to the village. Our next future migration is going back to villages because of 60% of the population living in the cities. We destroy the cities, the infrastructure as well, but also the requirement of cities. In Bangalore, look at that one. The electricity coming from nearly about 800 kilometer, water coming from the nearly 2 to 300 kilometers, food coming all over the Karnataka to Bangalore, and what is generating is basically aggregation of the system, and we are creating a lot of the garbage, and we are suffering the both end. I think that's what we need to understand, that decentralization become the future, and we need to restore the agriculture land. And what used to be that monocropping system, the polycropping system, the natural farming, and we build some of the system like the lot of things is really going to change. That you can wake up in the morning, go into their farm, you have the 50 types of the fruit trees growing, at least 1 or 2 types of fruit every day throughout the year. So enjoy in the morning, you have a couple of the papaya, the banana as breakfast, cut a coconut and eat the malai of the coconut, your the lunch, evening a couple of banana and milk, your dinner. Then no cook, no boil, no oil. You're living the rishi life. I think that is what the future of our farming systems and nature-centric living with the birds, butterflies, bees, wildlife surrounded by us. I think that is what we need to be doing. So this is what the completely dead landscape we create in a sustainable landscape, breaking the myth of the long gestation period of the tree-based systems. The future is the tree-based systems. We need to grow the more trees, but not a monocropping, but a multifunctional system. Restore over the dead lands. I would give the example of the Amazon. I think I told earlier that, so that what is happening in the degraded landscaping, bring back to the ecocentric, green-centric economic transitions so that you can restore our land, and a monocropping dead lands to a highly functional food production system. It is environmentally friendly, socio-culturally benefits, and economic benefits. I think that's what the future. We require a farms, youth, and citizen science driven the startups so that they can always anything do in this one. We should be nature-centric. That's what they're going to change the landscape. And even our roads and road infrastructure need to be revived. I wrote earlier in what the Samrat Ashok was way of the creating the avenue plantation. I think need to return that. So the mission life is very clear. That is the future of the sustainability lifestyles, the life and the way of we are doing ourselves. Most of the non-essential things we are doing it. I think need to restore that. So this is where the nature land-based development for the sustainability is there. So other day we're talking about the regreening the Bangalore. When I come back to Bangalore, because I said 30 years ago, Bangalore was so green. Went to the MG road, that you cannot even recognize that MG road. And a lot of the greenery is gone. 400 lakes to the 280 lakes to now 80 lakes. Now only 17 are viable. So that is the level of the things we are lost our greeneries. And but often people ask where I can do the greeneries, where I can rewilding the landscape. Even you can do everywhere in the roof, in the front yard, back yard, balconies, windowsill, everyone can be. This is how when you look into the garden city and the roof, what is it? Nothing is in the roof. Either you can see some debris or waste material or the satellite dishes, but nothing is there. Just increasing the 15% of the green cover in the city reduces about nearly 20 to 30% pollution load, 30% of their energy consumptions because of the greeneries, make the heat island effect reduces, your energy cooling and heating reduces, and your even flood the reduces. I think that is what of the future of the cities you need to bring back. So that so much of the biodiversity gardens you can create with the children, with the families, your communities, re-green the Bangalore wherever it is possible. And it's not about the space, it's the mindset. So mindset is there how to recreate the wilderness in the cities. That's possible. And also the friendly wildlife in the cities. Often we neglect that one. When you create the garden, greeneries, and you see so much of the friendly birds, bees, butterflies, vibrancy of the life. When you live in that conditions, That's what we call a real green growth model you're talking about. And there's the vision 2030. I'm talking about that. As per the Eat Lancet Commissions, we heard about that, the very interesting report. Our food plate consists of at least 50% of the fresh fruits, vegetables. In the past, you can look in the fasting. What do we do? Eat about the fruits, nuts, and those things, never the grains. That is used to be the Indian food system. We lost it. We are now dependent more on mostly the couple of the grain, rice, wheat, and few pulses. And that's it. So we need to restore that the diversified food systems. And at least by 2030, 30% of the populations of their 30% food plate should have the fruits and vegetables. That's what right now less than 10%. By 7-8 years, at least 30% increases. That's what we call a. But if we reach the 50% of our food plate as a naturally produced fruits and vegetable, because of when eating the lot of fruits and vegetables, we're restoring the land. Restoring the land means restoring the wildlife. How it's connected. Our way of living is going to change all the system. And this is what I call this my last slide. I know the time is over, I guess. And production follows functions in ecological term. Let's leverage the technology, diversity, intelligence, indigenous wisdom, restore the glory of the land for healthy living and the planetary health. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was indeed a great presentation. You gave us a wonderful message, especially when you said every species in the world does good to nature except human beings. There's also a similar thing which says if you do nothing to a piece of land in temperate climates, it will become a forest. I think
Yes.
many a times we don't have to do anything. If we just don't destroy something, that itself, takes care of many things. Thank you. We had a wonderful session. I'll open the forum for questions and answers. Vikram, I have requested my friend Vikram to moderate the session. Vikram, there are a couple of questions on the chat box. You can look into it. It's a very interesting question also that I saw. And if anyone else wants to ask directly, please raise your hand. Vikram will call out. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjay. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining, and thank you so much for the talk, Dr. Biradar. It was very enlightening. So I'll just go with a tough one. That's what's there. And Tusime Mbasa, if would you like to ask it yourself, the question from Rotary Club of Kampala? Otherwise, I could read this out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
good
he's
evening.
also...
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for having me. I'm talking from Uganda in East Africa. Maybe most of you don't even know Africa, but thank you for the presentation, Dr. Biradar. I hope I've done justice to your name.
Yeah, perfect.
It is very interesting, but I had a feeling of it's like a wish list. I hope I'm not too critical. Because I'm wondering, where do I start from if I'm to do everything you are saying? Because you seem to have a nostalgia of maybe what your country used to be when you are much younger, and you'd like to go back. But where do you start from? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think fantastic questions you asked, the Tuslime. And I start with from the home, right? So the first, how best I connect with the nature is start from the home, right? What you can, whether the way you are reducing the dependency on the non-essential things and minimalistic. Today is what of the environmental day, you're talking about the plastic, the minimal plastic. So that where start. So the main thing is that like how best I can live. Some of the things is not required. Anything I buy, anything I do, is that going to impact the environment? That's what conscious things is their first one. Second, on the way you are eating. Does my eating is really, so that why I'm telling about this one, when you eat the nutritious food, your food consumption goes down, right? When you eat junk food, your consumption goes up. So that changing the way of this one, and then doing the little bit of exercise. So that also the change our relations with the nature. I think these are small, what's called a little things you can change. Then what I say that the connect with the nature, the best investment we can do is going back to the nature. Find the day. Why were the weekends? Why we set up the one day is free from that. This is just to not to sit in the couch and watch the movies and eat a pizza. Is go to the out, do that. That is the first small thing that slowly it start evolving in the days come. I think that's the best thing. It looks like a very big wish list, but when you start adapting to the nature living, and everything falls within so that you can achieve that one. Yeah. I put in a very short answer. I hope that is I answered your question, your concern.
No, thank you very much. It answers a bit of the question. And thanks again for the presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's keep it informal and ask any questions, anything related. Don't worry. So we'll try our best.
Yeah, Vikram, there is a question from Varsha. Can look into the chat box.
Yes. Varsha, would you like to ask this question yourself? We generally encourage people to ask the questions themselves. It's good.
Okay, better like they can speak out rather than I can see the questions.
Yeah, otherwise I can ask always, and you, of course, you looked at it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So my question was, now if we just start growing the foods we want, like it does create a huge stress on the land as well, right? Because like this whole time we've been discussing living out of 1 acre, and I've seen a lot of videos about this as well, sustainable living, and like people will power their houses with biogas and things like that. Like, but how do we take care of that 1 acre also, or even if it's bigger? Shouldn't it be more trees oriented rather than plants? Like if people eat a lot more right now also because of so much of farming land, that is also causing like soil erosion and the land goes dead. Like I'm not clear on everything. That's why I was just like, I wanted some clarity.
Oh, no, fantastic. I think this is where I am really encouraging the people, it all the tree-based food systems, because the trees is not for the timber, just because that's how the people think about it. Trees for everything. Tree is the fruits, it's the fiber, it's the fuel, it is the fodder. So I just give a simple example. We take 100 square feet area, 10 by 10. You grow the rice, wheat, or corn, you can produce about 1 to 2 kilo, right? You put a guava or jackfruit, it produces about 150 kilo. Is a 15 times more productivity, one thing. Secondly, it increases the green cover, reduces the workload, reduces the cultivation tillage, then is infiltrate more water. So in order to eat 1 cup of rice, right, you need to cultivate 1 kg of rice, take about the 2 to 5,000 liters of water. Then so much of pesticide, herbicide. You know that one recent report, America reject 145 brands of rice. It is of arsenic. Think about the export quality rice going to America. I found that so much of the arsenic chemicals in that one. Here, the unregulated rice we're eating, think about how much the chemicals are there. That's just, I'm giving example. So when you cook the rice, grow the rice, thresh that one, transport it, cook it, sabzi banao uske saath, then you can eat it. You get the 300 to 400 calories. Just a fleck, a guava, same 1 cup of the rice. It has the more number of the complex calories. It's a carbon neutral. You no cooking, no oil, nothing. This more environmental friendly. I just give an example. That's why if we are building the house, half of the area you can left for the tree-based food systems. You can grow the trees around your house, and that's itself you can supply a lot of things. That's one side. And acre land, 10 gunta land is, if you go the food forest, that's enough. But 1 acre land is there. Build a nice house in the center. You can build the net zero living. It's quite possible. We are doing that one, and that's quite a lot of people. They're really experiencing that. I think your questions is very valid. And also the natural farming, right? We have 365 days polycropping. What is right now we're doing the modern system, Rabi crop or winter crop or summer crop like that. The farming should be continuous. We're not like the temperate climate like a West. They are only the few short duration growing seasons in the summer. But in India is blessed with the 365 days of the growing. So you can grow so much. In Andhra Pradesh, I was working with them with the crop modeling. It's very clear that even 5,000 rupees, the guy lease the land, he's making about 30 to 40,000 rupees per month while feeding his family healthy food. I think that's what the polycropping systems is there, and that can doable. Nearly the lakhs of farmers are doing it. It's not a new. It's in fact our ancient farming systems. I hope that I answered your question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Varsha. Okay, Sharon, sorry. Oh, that's a comment. Thank you. Also, Rajesh, thank you for the comment. Madhurya, do you want to ask a very interesting question?
Yeah, hi Vikram. Thank you, Dr. Birada. Very, very insightful. I think this is the need of the hour, and thank you, Sanjay sir, for organizing this as well. Okay, my question is revolving around community farming. Of late, we see a lot of commercials, ads revolving around community farming. People offering acres of lands to invest in community.
Sorry, I lost you.
Sorry, somebody is off mute. Can you please all mute?
Someone
Please
is
go
not
ahead.
asking, they can mute it, yeah.
Yeah. Or I think Madhuri had a
Yeah.
background. Yeah, please go ahead, Madhuri.
You want me to repeat the question or?
Just go ahead. I think you're talking about the community.
Correct. Yeah. The community farming, Dr. Biradar, and sustainability revolving around it. What are your thoughts about it?
So quite the possible. If you have the common land, that's what used to be in the villages. It's called a revenue lands, and people come together and they can own the land in terms of the responsibilities. They started now the new. That is the new trend in the West. Their cities they're clearing land, giving the communities to grow something. That can be quite possible here because we are the blessed with the 365 days growing days, and we have the every person know how to grow the things. So that's quite possible. You can have the land, you can go the polycropping with trees and crops and fruits, vegetable, kind of a what you call a perennial transitions, and that really serve everyone. So that's quite possible and sustainable.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Madhurya, were you also asking about the community farming, that commercial community farming that is being promoted by many of
Correct. I
governments?
see a lot of promotion around it, and I want to understand where we are heading towards in terms of making it commercial. So
See,
I want to understand.
I got to the point. See, when the commercial entity comes, as long as the fair share is there's no issue. But the problem is that when everyone want to invest, they invest 1 rupees. They're not looking for the 2 rupees. They're looking for the 20. That's the problem. So the fair share is in the framework of the commercial viabilities. That there is nothing wrong in that. But you have to be see what in the long term giving back to the people and the society and the nature. That's what the commercial system you have to adopt. You're not like only making the what's called economic growth keep on going. It's not going to happen. You have to collapse suddenly. Gradual transition, what they call, that should be the dead. This is where the commercial people, sometimes people like you are the some like a small villages, someone wanted to create a community kitchen, a community garden, but you know the investment is there. Someone is the rich person, the high net worth individual, okay, I'll come and help you that so that I can grow this one and you can pay me back my interest and some additional. That's what the real I called economical green growth, the commercial transition. That's what one should adopt it. The people who have a lot of money, they should invest in this landscape.
Thank you, sir.
I think economical green growth, that should be the, we should
Green
coin
economic
that
growth, right? So
phrase.
that
Absolutely.
it should be economic is there, but as long as ecological transition, ecological connectivity is there, that's what the green growth is all about.
Yeah, so I
Absolutely.
think,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks, Madhuri. So continuing the theme, I request Rotarian Rampriya to ask. I just want to combine that with the next. I think it's okay. That's also from you, Rotarian Rampriya. Please go ahead. I think you are also asking along the same lines. Please go ahead and ask
Yes,
your
please.
question. Your hand is raised.
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Biradar, how do we make
This is our president. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, Biradar sir, how do you make this economical? Because cheap food, junk food is so cheap and
That's
so
right.
viable, right? So we're talking about food security, right? How do, as an organization, how do we make it viable for the common man to eat right? right? And it is a government's responsibility. But I'm thinking, even as Rotarians, right, it is our responsibility to.
No, it is I
Keeping
have
this.
not wanted to go to the government because of when community come together, government is nothing to do that. Of course, that policy framework, they always supporting the government. Government is supporting that. So that as you said, that the cheap food is the junk food is cheaper. Of course, is there. But I see the other day one mango processing unit, and the good mango go to the table fresh eating, and all the spoiled and go to the juicing. Why the juice are cheaper than the fresh mango, right? That's a simple concept. So that all the junk things they go to the like all the eatery, the bakery, you can take a bakery. Bakery is only three ingredients: maida, refined oil, a sugar, and the refined salt. Right? So these are the sugar is the end byproduct, like end product of the system that is not even useful to anything. Same thing, maida. So they use the junk things to make it a more viable, they become addictive. So in order to do this one, simple shift to the what we eat, like the healthy food at the home, even like that the food transitions and nutrition losses. You can eat the one lettuce leaf freshly harvested from your garden that equal to 12 lettuce leaf. 90% of the green, what is called the essential vitamins and nutrients losses in the 24 hours. But what happens? We are buying the already supermarket. They put 3 days in the supermarket cold shelf. You bring that, put in the refrigerator a couple of days, and eating that basically is not there. That's where people often tell that, oh sir, I'm eating a lot of the salad, but kuch nahi hota. Or kuch nahi hoga nahi. Because they have to eat the fresh. I think this is where the transitions, small shift into eating something more healthy. That's what we called in Canada. So kasa tinudu tusu tinudu lesa. That means instead eating the too much junk, you can eat little bit of the good food, and that also linked to other habits, right? Like drug addictions or the other mothers in the village. I was giving the other day. They said, "Sir, my son is always eating the gudka or something like that." I said, "What do you feed them?" They say the only the idli dosa. That's all the only the carbs. And the human beings that one like every 20 after the 20 minutes or 2 hours, the glycemic goes up and drops suddenly. Then urge to eat something, not like a city people, they have access to the coffee or tea or cold drink, something like that. So for that, not village people, they are only immediate is the gudka. So that eat little gudka, then urge to eat something goes down, they're addicted. I told that give some little sprouts to the children or the family, their husbands in the morning, along with soak peanuts, along with whatever they're eating, and that really filled them for a long time. They stop eating those drugs. I think this is what to make a big difference, small difference, and shift away from the cheap junk food to the healthy diets.
Okay, so you also spoke about growing your own food. It's a great concept, right? But what about those who don't own lands as a country and as a community?
Okay.
I'm not talking about apartment versus landowners and farm owners.
Hmm.
I'm more talking about the common man. Like, this is a larger problem.
No,
right?
I'm talking about this one. That just to the example, this morning we went to the one farm community there. The farmers are the same the question that. So what is happening that one look into our unemployment and the shortage of the labor. Go to villages, there is no labor available. The shortage of the labor available to do the job. Come to the cities, unemployment. That means 50% of the labor not doing anything. So that our health records and WHO records and they clearly say that every second Indian adult is lethargic, not fit for doing the physical work because of the food we eat. So that 50% of people not doing anything. 72% the unskilled labor. For example, we teach the 4 degree of the agriculture to the agriculture. None of them want to, after graduate, not want to do the farming. They want to do something menial job, security job, something else. So that what we teach the 4 years, they're not making use of in their job. So we are complete imbalance system is there. That's one side. Other side, absentee landlord. Like a young people, we are pushing that agriculture, nothing is go to the job, do something, any job you do in the menial job, go to city, not to come back. So that a lot of the 37 agriculture land is absentee, no one is there. So now we are bringing this called the Andhra Pradesh, the AP of things, they come out very interesting that a farmer scientist, they teach such a way that how to cultivate the land. The guy I'm telling that last time I met about several of those farmers, he won't have land, he's landless guy, just like a labor, he not have land. He leases the 50,000 rupees the acre of the land per year, and he shifted to natural farming. He feeding his family, making the 15 to 20,000 rupees per month, and nearly lakh to 2 lakh is net saving. And that's what we need to require. It's not about the lack of the land, it's the lack of the culture, lack of the willingness to do the work. That's what they change the transition. So if the people really want to do the something, they have the land, they have the things. So people, the lot of the land unutilized sitting there. So you need to bring it back.
So you increase demand on one side and then increase the supply also.
Exactly. So that you have to create that one. Like I forgot to tell the donkey and the cabbage story. Do you have a minute? I can say the story. I was in Egypt. I used to every city, the country I go. I usually always visit to the local market, and that's I went to the Egypt Nile Delta. A guy with a donkey and selling the cabbage. I took the cabbage and. I thought cabbage too big. I removed a couple of leaves. I put the donkey. That guy immediately, vegetable seller, removed the leaf from the donkey mouth. I said, why? Let them eat. No, my donkey will die. What do you mean? He said that, sir, I sprayed the spray, chemical, that one is not for the donkey. But you are selling that, your donkey not want to eat. You are selling me. He told us, he's laughing at Habibi. And if this your problem. If you see small one insect in the cabbage, you are not going to buy. So for me, only ultimate option is to spray the chemical and bring it. For my donkey, myself, I grow something not chemical free, chemical free, and only market because of he suffered 3 times his lot rejected by the Carrefour, the supermarket, because of only 2 caterpillar in the lot. So he not any choice. Then I told into the apartment, I bought the story, told that one, if the particular vegetable eaten by insect, if that is means either fit for insect and fit for human beings. If not a single insect is there, that means you're not fit for human beings as well. I think that is the concept you have to go away, so that you have to create that demand for the healthy food and supply that demand. So it's kind of we consumer need to change, not only the farmers. Farmers try to meet what you need. You get very nice looking apple, nice looking same size cabbage. Of course, they grow it. Even doesn't matter. I need healthy food. I not want any chemical. They sit to the chemical free.
Yeah, thank you. That's a very nice anecdote, Dr. Plaza. I'll remember that for a long time. Rotarian Sohail, would you like to ask? You still have a question? You raised your hand in the chat.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Biradar. That was a wonderful talk. So while we are talking about rewilding and doing all of it, as we've all grown up in urban settings, so we hardly have any farming knowledge, and most often than not, we have to depend on somebody to even grow a small thing. So how do we learn to do this? Is there some study material, or are there books which help us do this? Where do we get this knowledge from?
Nothing is required, or mindset is required. Only first requirement of do any garden, anything that I want to grow. I started like I was in NASA in the US, because of the brand going to the market and buying the fresh vegetable about $200 to $300 per week. I said, what? This much? Why should I have spent? So I bought a house and a backyard. I started gardening myself, and I grew 237 vegetables within no time. And there's so much friend. Every friend's coming, they're taking the full bag of things. So it's growing the things is not. You're not going to put the chlorophyll to plant to grow. You are putting the good soil and seed, and it will grow. That is the mindset, and not love too much. Most of the people kill their plants because of too much care and too much watering. Forget it. Understand there is AI is there. You want to say, I want to grow the tomato in my the west facing balcony. It will tell what to do. You don't need to worry about it. So that's a lot of the information is there. But what is required? Lack of the willingness to do it. That's the first requirement. Secondly, learning by doing is the best lessons. Until you won't start, you never learn. To start it, even like you not a space, small balcony, even windowsill and table, you can put the couple of one light and some the open, you can put some the good soil and the coir pit, put your menti, start with the menti, coriander, leafy greens. So easy things. So you can harvest them, eat it, you can enjoy, then you can slowly exploiting. So that never keep that I am not a space, every space. Even like a single small guy with the tilling that created the 4x6 border, multi-layer the farming, it can grow. So that is the what's called first set of the mind. I need to grow, you'll grow it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rotarian Cosma, do you have a question? Are you still online? You could ask you. Yeah, great.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, Dr. Biradar. My question is, you mentioned something about, which sounded quite alarming, that with AI, in 8 years' time, that is 2033, there's going to be a major shift between people migrating from the city, urban life to the villages.
Yep.
So this is a real eventuality that you see. So in this respect, we need to get back to our roots and start learning how to grow things. And then you also mentioned connected with this that you live on a vegetarian diet and you one guava is equal to has more nutrients than 1 cup of rice. So how long can one live on this kind of diet is my question.
We can, as long as you're balanced, you are eating the sprouts and fruits and vegetables, there is no issue at all. Monkey lived every day eating the leaf and flesh foods, and why not human beings? We are close related. Look into elephant, giraffe, all the vegetarian. They won't live there just eating the leaf. We have more choice than the animals, right? So that's one thing. So what is required is the healthy growing things is required. What is like we did some interesting experiment in the Saudi Arabia when I was there. So the people always they used to the what's called the greenhouse and protected polyculture and aquaculture plants. They're not suffering. Then ask the farmer, you grow these leafy vegetables in the open ground, and then you can sell. When they brought to the market, people think that, oh, it's so much of chemical is there because of the never eat the really flavorful vegetables. They eat only bland thing they grow under the water, and then they change. That's where the mindset need to be changed. So it is not about the survivability. I lived about nearly a month on the experiment, and just I was in Iran actually. So there is no much of the vegetarian system. Then the guys told that, sir, what to do? You not much choice. What do you have? Then we took to the farm. I saw that there is a sugar cane, there is a corn, there is the apple and some of the. I thought, man, there's so much of food in the farm. I see, I not took anything. So I leave that just eating the fresh food. So healthy, so nice. I think this only things we need to change that. That's where because we used to the eating the cooked and junk food. There's a sudden shift is there. So gradual shift is there. Then body adapts to that one. So just
Thank
eating healthy honey, that is enough for your food for a day.
thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I think we're good. Any more questions? Anybody else has questions, please ask. Otherwise, I think we're already a little bit past time. So happy to hand over to Sanjay.
Okay. Dr. Biradar, I saw that somebody asking in the chat box if we can have a copy of the presentation that you shared. Would it be
Oh yeah,
fine?
that's fine. I can share that.
Okay.
I can share that one. You can.
Yeah, I will collect the presentation from Dr. Biradar.
So
Anybody?
otherwise, what you can do where wanted, sharing my WhatsApp number. Please WhatsApp me. I can share that one.
Yes.
Send me with
Yes.
731913266. That's my WhatsApp number. Send me your name and what you're doing, and I can share that one. So
Can you please repeat the number, sir?
I put in the chat
It's in
box.
the
My
chat.
number
It's in
is
the chat,
seven
Sanjay.
three one nine one
Yeah.
three two triple six.
Okay.
So this is my fifth event. Otherwise, I would have been made even more beautiful slides, but I couldn't get chance. I just did some.
No, we would love to have you back, Dr. Biradar, again. And I think we had a wonderful, content-filled conversation today. It was really, indeed, a pleasure having you, and a lot of things for us to take away. Uh, in fact, you spoke about mindset is what is required. That's very important. That's what I also feel that if you have mindset, there's this famous farmer, I can call him as farmer from England, is called he's called Martin Crawford. He
Yeah,
promotes a lot of forest gardens. He says that just start planting, don't worry, it'll take care.
yeah.
So something like that. That's it. You also had a similar message for us. Of late, I am also seeing a lot of bakeries coming up in the villages. Smaller
Yeah.
villages are getting, unfortunately, I think as we have seen the effects of bakeries, adverse effects of bakeries here. I think somewhere we have to tell the villagers that, it looks nice on the showcase, but not on our tummy. And I'm so happy, you told us that food consumption goes down if you eat nutritious food. And we are all worried about losing weight. And why not we eat nutritious food and, stop eating junk food? That will really help us. It's a very nice message. And tree is not for timber. That is something that all of us have to remember. It's so important. Uh, one more fine message that you gave us: bad mango into bottle and good mango on the table. That is also very nice. I think these are the basic things that we need to, we know, but we don't really worry about it or bother about it, look into it. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. I also thank all the participants who are here and asked questions. It was indeed a great session with you all being here. And we have substantial representation from international audience also. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, Suhail, for bringing in Dr. Biradar today. Rashmi, for your support as always, and of course Vikram for the wonderful moderation. Okay, we will be closing the session now. Thank you. If you have any other questions to ask, Dr. Biradar has also shared his WhatsApp number. You please feel free to get in touch with him. And Dr. Biradar, we would like to have one session physically with you also, maybe in some farm in an open area. Dr. Rampriya was just now mentioning about your Bandipur program.
Oh, yeah.
I have requested her to share the details. I will share it on our WhatsApp group also. Those who can participate, I think it's on this Sunday, Saturday or Sunday. Those who can participate, please do join us. Thank you. Good
Thank you
night.
so much. I think being the World Environmental Day, environmental conservation is everyone's responsibility. It's not about someone else. So we have to take responsibility ourselves. If eating the healthy food, the fresh air and pure water, that means everyone should work towards it. So thanks again for the Rotary and Rotary Wildlifers and Rotary clubs doing the amazing job and bringing the people together, like-minded people. Let's make our environment better, our living space better, our city space better, in turns a country better and the world better. Thanks so much.
Thank you.